I'd been living at my lakefront property for over 12 years. Peaceful mornings, fishing at dawn, and sunset drives down to the water were my routine. But all that changed when a new HOA president, Karen, decided she didn't like non-HOA members using the lake access road, even though it was technically public. One morning, I pulled out of my garage, coffee in hand, ready for my usual drive down to the lake, only to see bright orange cones blocking the entire gravel path. A bold red sign read, HOA access only. No trespassing. I nearly choked on my coffee. I got out and moved the cones aside, thinking it must be a mistake. That evening, I returned home to a threatening notice taped to my front door: cease unauthorized use of HOA property or face legal action. It was signed by Karen and the HOA board. Here's the kicker. They didn't even realize I'd never signed any HOA agreement. My land had been there long before the HOA existed. Still, I decided to stay quiet and gather my paperwork. What they really didn't know was even better. Decades ago, the previous owner had sold the land around the clubhouse to developers, but not the land underneath it. And guess who bought that strange little sliver of land in a tax auction years ago? Yep, me. I double-checked the property maps and deed to be sure. The HOA clubhouse sat right on top of my land. Legally, they were trespassing. So I called up my attorney and had a certified letter delivered to Karen and the board. It stated clearly, remove all obstructions from the driveway or face a lawsuit for illegal obstruction and trespassing on my private land. I gave them 72 hours. They ignored it. Big mistake. On the 73rd hour, I had a construction crew roll in with fencing and private property, no trespassing signs. We cordoned off the entire clubhouse. The HOA members panicked. Their weekend events were canceled, their meetings shut down, and Karen was fuming in the parking lot. She came storming to my door, yelling about lawsuits. I calmly handed her a copy of the deed and the tax record. Her face went pale. By the end of the week, the cones were gone, and the HOA issued a formal apology. Karen resigned shortly after, and I reopened the driveway on my terms. Now, I enjoy my peaceful lake drives again, and every time I pass their clubhouse, I smile knowing I literally own the ground beneath their feet.